Hey guys, welcome back to the second episode of Tech Boys. It's me, your other host, Peyton Thornburg. Tanner Storts is gone because he's in the hospital after drinking Belle Delphine's bathwater. So it'll just be me for the news today. First off, we're going to start reading comments. We got the first one from Nos. Says, look at this dude. What a weirdo. ... I like where this is going. Tyler Schaff 01 says, okay, boys. Okay, back at ya. Goofy Goober says, mass report. Appreciate that one. And finally, Mural Karma says, gay. ... You never know. All right, so I guess, Tanner's back, so I guess we'll roll right in.
Taking over my fucking podcast?
Yes.
All right, where are we at?
Okay, so now we're going into your first story, I believe.
Alright, well, first off, I don't know if the Steam Summer Sale has just finished. I think it's going on for like 2 more days, but the races have all finished, the whole Steam shenanigans. I actually abused quite a bit of the system. I'm level 54 on Steam now, after being level 10 for a while. It's pretty nice. I ended up buying Rainbow Six Siege, Starbound, and GTA 5 during the summer sale, so it was pretty worth to me. I've been playing a lot of Rainbow. Hopefully get into ranked soon enough. I'm only like level 20 something, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, let's just hop in right into the news. We have...
Oh, wait, first, hold up. I just forgot. We finally, a new announcement for us, we're finally on Apple Podcasts.
Yes, we're on iTunes Podcast.
So, just in case you guys didn't know, I'm sure some of you do know, but we are on Apple Podcasts now. We have YouTube, Spotify, and is that it?
And Podbean.
And Podbean. And if you're wondering what that is, that's what I was asking Tanner about a few days ago. So, don't worry about that. But yeah, so those are some of the channels you can look us up on. Anyways, yeah.
We have 4 items on the game report. First one is over at Kotaku by Luke Plunkett. This one is about a DDoS attacker who will now spend 2 years in prison. This was a while ago, back in 2013 and 2014, the end of 2013, beginning of 2014. The culprit is a 23-year-old Austin Thompson. Who earlier this year pled guilty to charges of damage to a protected computer. He ran the Twitter account called Derp Trolling, and in this case, he actually hacked or DDoSed Daybreak Games, formerly known as Sony Online Entertainment. So he must pay $95,000 to it.
Damn.
After it was determined that that's how much revenue the company lost between December in January of that year.
I wonder if that's actually true. Part of me wonders, and this probably sounds stupid, but I think some of those lawyers just beef it up just to kind of give them a middle finger, just
yeah,
because that's a lot of fucking money.
Luke also says he got off relatively lightly. The maximum sentence he could have faced is a $250,000 fine and 10 years in prison. Nice. Do you think he got what he deserved?
Okay, 95,000 is
large.
That's a large sum of money, but also at the same time, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. You know what I'm saying? Sure. You could have avoided this. Part of me is yeah, that sucks, but also at the same time, it's hard for me to side with someone when you could have got out of that. It's kind of your own fault.
I agree. You definitely could have got out of that. Alright. On to the next story. Which is...
Bathwater Simulator.
Yes. Bathwater, no. This one is over at GameSpot by Janae Seitz. Overcooked is free on the Epic Game Store until, I believe, July 11th? Yes, July 11th. So, I don't think Peyton's played Overcooked. I have it on my at home, and I've played with a few friends. I had 4 or 5 over at my house at one point. We played it, and it was super fun, but also it's super frustrating. Here's what Janae said about the game. Here's one main thing to know about Overcooked. It's both very good and extremely frustrating. My boyfriend and I have gotten into serious fights over it and had to stop playing, but find the right people to play with, and Overcooked is such a rewarding experience that leaves you wanting more by the end.
What's the whole point of Overcooked?
So, in Overcooked, you are basically a chef who is trying to go back in time and cook food because there's a huge burger, titan that's trying to eat you. I think it's a burger, or it might be a meatball. I'm not quite sure, but
I like where this is going.
You travel back in time, and you have to make food, like make burgers and salads and all this kind of stuff. Try to chop up the onions, cook the burgers, and hope you don't burn everything. And it's all a timed event, and it's co-op, local co-op, and I think there's a storm going outside.
I was gonna say. Anyways, but yeah, that sounds.
It was a really fun game to play. There is a versus mode where you have to compete with the other person to make more food, and it's really fun when you're on the outside because you can go steal the other cook's food when they make it while your teammate is making his own food, and then you can kind of just double up. And you can also dash in the game, just so you guys know. That's a very useful tool. Didn't figure that out until like halfway through the game. It's very useful. But yeah, find some friends, play with it.
That's what you call a pro gamer move.
So pick that up. Next up from Morgan Park, over at PC Gamer, new Rainbow Six Siege event is still going on. It has, I believe, 7 days left. But it's the new Showdown match, which is a Western themed kind of match. You get a double barrel shotgun that has slugs in it and a 6-shooter revolver, and Morgan Park said that, quote, the Showdown matches are brief but extremely tense, and I can definitely attest to that. That's basically what I've been playing with Rainbow. Is super fun game of 3v3. You run in and you have to protect the gold or attack the gold, and there's many different side areas. There's a lot of cover in the map, not that much breakable stuff, so it's more or less a run and gun and kind of shoot off type event, so instead of a tactical advantage type game. Any words on that, Peyton, at all? Or you're not really a Rainbow player?
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not. I mean, like, if I had something to play it on, I would be, but, you know.
Alright, next over by Heather Wald over at GamesRadar.com. Fallout 76 upcoming patch will make life in the Wasteland slightly easier for new and low-level characters. I have Fallout 76. I'm only like level 10 or 11, so this might apply to me. I'm not sure. I might hop back in later this next week. The post states, quote, lots of new dwellers have been leaving Vault 76 for the first time over the past few weeks, and in patch 11 we're going to make a few adjustments to help new and low-level characters have more and gradual introductions to some of the game mechanics and challenges. Basically, when I first started, it was kind of overwhelming. There's a lot of new stuff other than in Fallout 76 that you would not expect. There's different base design mechanics, and it's not like Fallout 4 at all. And you have completely different quest lines and like a different way to interact with to advance that quest line. So instead of an NPC, it's like a computer where you go, and it's a little confusing at first, but once you get the gist of it and understand the game mechanics, it's a really fun game. And I'm really excited for the new DLC to come out, the free DLC that involves NPCs finding you, and that's a dog outside. Okay.
And there's a dog.
So, games that are coming out this week. We have Soul Seraph on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC coming out on July 10th. I saw that game. It looks like a kind of strategy / action game. So where you have your base building like Clash of Clans almost, and then you switch to your action part where you like third person fight enemies. Blazing Chrome coming out.
I do like strategy games.
Yes, strategy games are very fun. It looks like a very fun game. I don't want to pick that up. Blazing Chrome coming out PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC July 11th. Didn't really look too much in that one. It looked like a kind of classic running gun game, kind of pixelated type stuff. Next, Sky Children of Light on iOS July 11th. That one has been featured on the App Store, I believe. So that one looks kind of cool. And lastly, coming out next Friday, Dragon Quest Builders 2, PlayStation 4, and Switch. So Dragon Quest Builders 2 is actually a pretty large game coming out. There's a big fan base for it, but personally, I haven't really played it.
Sounds like a lot of Switch games coming out.
Yes, there's so many Switch games. It's all over the place. So yeah, those are the games coming out this week, and we'll switch it over to Peyton for his business news.
Boom. Business news. Alright, first up, so this story I found on Monday on Market Watch by Sunny O. And it's about the treasury yields rising up a few points. I know like the 10-year treasury note rose 3.2 basis points up on that. And that was after the president himself, Donald, meeting with the Chinese leader. And they were discussing some, basically Trump holding off some of the tariffs on some Chinese goods. It said in here on the article about $300 billion worth of Chinese goods. And what does this stuff mean for you guys? So usually when the treasury interest rates go up for like treasury notes and whatnot, usually that means like the feds raise interest rates because they have to pay out higher interest rates, which means they need to charge higher interest rates to cover that. So there's that. My next story, got to go back here. This one on Tuesday, Nvidia responds to AMD with super gaming cards. So they came out with their new line of gaming cards to kind of combat Nvidia. They came out with the 1080 Super, the 1070 Super, and the 1060 Super. So those, found this article on Tuesday, and as Tanner was saying, right after that, AMD dropped their prices for theirs.
Their new 5000 series cards are $5,700, which is low enough to compete with the, I believe the RTX 2070 Super, which is, I think it's $50 below. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but that's what I remember. Tuesday was a long time ago.
Yeah, it was. So, in this article says it's going to kind of come down, and I kind of agree to this, kind of a question of availability. Kind of just who can honestly at this point, I mean, we can both agree that Nvidia and AMD both have good performing cards. Like, there's no doubt about it. I mean, they're both highly sought. It's just kind of whoever can get theirs out at, a better price or market it better to their customers. So, Nvidia had a little spike off of that. So, that was kind of, I guess, tech news in there also. So they came out with their cards, and then obviously Nvidia came back with the no U and, lowered their price. So kind of interested to see how that boils down. Also on Tuesday, this has nothing related to tech or business, but I found this very interesting just because, I don't know, the headline pulled me in, so there we go. And I'm just going to read this headline to you, and maybe it's just my stupid sense of humor, but it got me to laugh. It says, Kevlar in the classroom. Teacher turns to protective gear as violence escalates. So basically, there's this school in Ottawa, yes, good old Canada, that teachers had to start wearing Kevlar because the students were getting too violent, biting and scratching. It said the grade range is from 4th grade to 12th. And
that's a big range. Though.
Yeah, well, and here's the thing. I can kind of see, and they were saying, yes, it has to do with partially, sped kids, right? And I can see that. And I guess I can see normal kids if you piss them off enough, right? But, I don't know, man, the age range, because, I can see 4th graders, I can see, that younger group, that 4th to 6th, it's whatever, you get pissed at little things, right? But 12th graders, I don't know what senior in okay, I don't know, man. I don't know what senior's just going around biting teachers. And then, there was this one that said, I'm trying to find it on here.
So, that could be us in the 5th, when we were in the 5th grade, making our teacher cry 3 times a day. But, we weren't biting and scratching, we were just emotionally abusing her.
Right, hit him where it hurts.
Hit him where it hurts.
No, but, this woman said, if you're constantly in a position where the child knows they can hit you, it's not going to hurt. That's more likely going to happen. But they have some pictures on here of these like full on Kevlar jackets. I mean, some of them there's pictures of these which are like just little arm sleeves, and you're like, oh okay. But then they got these full on like Kevlar jackets, and I'm like, yeah. Imagine being in the 4th grade and your teacher just busts down the classroom door in this SWAT looking outfit. It's like, all right, here we go, kids.
Time to learn.
Time to learn.
And on the side it says, quote, a serious problem.
Yeah, and like there was this one dude who's like, as 30 years of a teacher, he's like, being 30 years of a teacher, it's gotten worse and worse or something.
I think that the main point here should be like if it's mostly sped kids, then it's more understanding. But I think most of the time it should just be discipline. There needs to be more discipline in the classroom.
Like yeah, I was gonna say part of it has to be like you guys are just kind of letting this go on. I mean, this could go over badly for us, but you know what I mean. Like, I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't know what. There's got to, especially up to senior year, there's got to be an age range where it's like, you know, they kind of know, like, okay, maybe we don't do this. But this dude also says, what's his name? Sylvian Lemerade. I don't know. Also, this article's on CBC. If you're.
Yes, it was by Robin Miller.
Yeah, the article, but the guy they were talking about in here,
okay.
The teacher, the 30-year-plus teacher. He also says, I'm hoping it doesn't get to the point where we recognize that violence is becoming a serious problem within our classrooms. I'm afraid at some point someone gets seriously injured, and then we're looking at, you know, why did this happen? I don't know. It made me think, like, it just made me laugh, because all I could picture is some teacher busting down the door being like, all right, kids, history today, and got a full SWAT suit on.
That'd be my favorite teacher.
I'm thinking it's mostly kids with mental issues, but it just makes me laugh. It just made me laugh a little bit. Anyway, so moving on. So now this one I found just recently. I think back. I looked at it today, and it was on Yahoo Finance, and this one's kind of interesting because I heard about it a while ago, and then, you know, kind of came up again. This is, Amazon has now narrowed down their list for, where they're going to put the next city for their second headquarters. Yes, they need a second headquarters. Imagine that. But, so originally, believe it or not, they had their list for 238 cities. Now, talk about a crappy job, having to be the one to narrow down which city. That's a big freaking list, man.
My question is, like, I don't think there's that many big cities in the U.S. that, like, would be able to support a headquarters.
Right. Like, I mean, you can see the major ones like L.A. and New York and whatnot. Like, There's those big cities, but also, like, I don't know where they have. I know for a fact they have one in Canada. They were thinking about somewhere in Canada. Wait, where did they say?
Yeah, it definitely have to be some cities also outside of the U.S. because that's just a lot of people to go to a headquarters.
Yeah, so they were thinking about Toronto.
Toronto, Canada.
But they said, they said, like, one dude on the article here, for Yahoo Finance was saying, like, the top 5 he thinks are going to be Atlanta, Raleigh, Washington, D.C., Boston, and then Austin, Texas. So, like, I mean, it kind of makes sense that they go to the East Coast since their first one is already in Seattle, so it's, like, already over on the West Coast. I don't know, man. Atlanta being number 1 so far. But, I mean, they got it narrowed down to 20. Some of the other ones, I think, Pittsburgh, Philadelphia. So I guess they are thinking more East Coast from what I'm seeing from this article. Other than that, it'll be kind of interesting just to see where they put it. But, yeah. So, there's that. I think that's kind of all I got for the rundown on this week. Yeah.
So, over on this week's tech news, we have 4 items for the report this week. First one's over at GameSpot. Just a few quick ones. This one is by Will Fulton. Basically, it's saying that you can get the Logitech G930 wireless game mouse for $75, I think, on Amazon.
Steal of a deal.
It's steal of a deal, definitely. I recently just bought the Logitech Pro Wireless, and I'm loving that mouse. I know some of you guys are probably going to hate on me saying it's way too expensive, but I was like, I gave in the pressure. I'm like, I really don't want to have to do any mods on an older Logitech mouse or a different Logitech wireless mouse. So I gave in. I paid the $130. I think it was on sale actually, so it was pretty nice.
I paid the $130, my left arm and 2 kidneys for it. So
yep. And but I'm enjoying it. So the Logitech G930 is also a really good mouse to use. I think it has last gen sensor, so it only goes up to 12,000 DPI. But at that point, do you really need that much DPI? Because I turned mine up to 16,000 and I can it's just like spin bot in CSGO. Like my guy just starts spinning around. I can't even control.
There's got to be a line.
There's got to be a line. I don't know if they're gonna go any higher than 16,000. But
yeah, this next mouse, if you breathe on it, you just got to breathe and it moves it.
Yeah, but it's wireless, but the response time is amazing and it's super fast. Next up, this one's by Shep McAllister over at kinjadeals.theinventory.com. It's a Sandisk 1 terabyte ultra solid state drive for $110 on Amazon, which is pretty nice. Sandisk is a well-known name, and $110 for a terabyte of solid state storage is a really good steal. It's I can't do the math right now how much it is per gigabyte.
Quick maths.
But I can just say, like, I'm tempted to pick one of those up as well because I need more storage on my computer.
Yeah, I'm getting hungry too.
Yes. Next one. This one's pretty humorous by Brian Ashcraft over at Kotaku. One of the world's most famous corporate mascots has a slightly different name in Japan.
I'm laughing because Tanner told me before we started, and this is my sense of humor where it's like I either find super messed up stuff really funny, and then like also on the other hand just stupid stuff, like just stupid jokes. So I'm like,
this is McDonald's, a fast food chain. They have their mascot Ronald McDonald, but in Japan he is known as Donald McDonald.
And I don't know why that's so funny. Like it's just one freaking letter, but Donald McDonald.
One letter into like, and I can read you guys the name in Japanese, but I'm definitely gonna butcher it. But it says Donald McDonald Japanese, and it's kind of funny in Japanese too. It is Danarudo Makan Danarudo. Danarudo Makan Danarudo. I think that's how you pronounce it, but
dang, Japan.
Japan's always...
Should have hit him 3 times. I'm sorry, bad joke. Okay. Donald McDonald. all I can picture is freaking like Gmod, and it's just the giant Ronald McDonald. Donald McDonald.
Imagine if that was our childhood, though. Like, instead of going up to like the Ronald McDonald sitting on the chair, it's, "Hey, Donald McDonald."
I find the stupidest stuff
Donald.
humorous. Donald.
Donald.
Our president, Donald.
All right. For our last news topic of the day, it's a big one. Today is Sunday.
Oh, it's a big one.
Ryzen 3000 reviews are out for, I think, all the CPUs. Maybe except for the Ryzen 9 3950X, but I think everything down from the Ryzen 5 3600 to up to the Ryzen 9 3900X. I think they're out. Which I was looking at Gamers Nexus's video about the 3600, and the review on that is super cool. Like, it competes with the 7700K that I have in my computer now, with the Intel 4-core 8-thread processor that runs at around 4.5 gigahertz boost, and it was beating it in some games, which is actually amazing for a $200 CPU.
Yeah, that's pretty nuts.
And a thermal and a TDP lower than the 7700K is super nice. I want to pull up this article real quick. There's some tests on it. Modeling performance over in Cinebench R15 for multi-threaded. It's pretty insane. The Ryzen 3900X Zen 2 12-core 24 64 thread scored 3,123 with MCE/PBO off, which I think that's memory overclocking or something. I can't remember. I read about it and I just forgot. The i9-9900K 8-core 16-thread got 2,026, and the Ryzen 7 2700X, which is last gen, 8-core 16-thread got 1,816. Which I think that also the MCE/PBO might just be turning off hyperthreading. But here in the single core Cinebench R15 test, the Ryzen 9 3900X Zen 2 scores a 213, while the i9-9900K got a score of 218. The last gen Ryzen 7 2700X got 177, which the 3900X is actually really impressive because the 9900K boosts up to 4.5 gigahertz, which is a really fast processor. But at the same time, the 3900X, I believe, has a lower thermal and power usage. And I'm sorry, Peyton, you're probably thinking I'm speaking gibberish.
Just a little bit here.
Yes.
You could get the Belle Delphine bath cooling system for your computer. Did you see that?
Just don't drink it. Bad things happen. So most of the reason why this Ryzen 9 is doing so well is because of the new Infinity Fabric that they have is a lot faster.
The Infinity Fabric.
Infinity Fabric, yeah. It connects the
marketing
cores
ploy?
to their cache, which also their cache is large now, like huge compared to last gen, because they have multiple dies. So a die on a CPU is like a little square in the middle under the big square on the chip itself, and there's multiple of those little squares on the thing. And there's one on the top left, one top right, and each of those has a cache memory in them, which this one, I believe, I can't remember how much it has for memory on the chip, but that vastly improves the performance even in games. Like the game performance, it outperforms Intel chips in CSGO. A 3900X can outperform that Intel chip, which is insane because CSGO is designed for Intel chips. Intel's always had that advantage over AMD. But here is our Cinebench R20 single core, I believe. The 3900X got a score of 528. The 9900K got a score of 509, losing to the 3900X in the last gen. 2700X got a score of 436. But then they turn on multi-threaded, and the 12-core AMD smashes the 9900K by 42%. The score of the 3900X is 7,063, while the 9900K with 8 cores and 16 threads gets only 4,584.
Oof.
And then the 2700X last gen coming in at 4,017, which
Big
is
smack, man.
really crazy for
Smoke
a consumer
crack,
chip. There's been many leaks of benchmarks of this too, and the 3950X, which is a 16-core CPU. that CPU is also amazing too. The benchmarks that I've seen so far that have been leaked show that it's better than some of the Intel Xeon chips. And it's an exciting time for AMD. That's all I can say. It's an exciting time. They're really proving themselves here. Intel should be scared a lot. And some of these blender tests.
Run for the hills.
A shorter score here indicates a better performance. 3900X is at 117 seconds. Coffee Lake i9-9900K is 181 seconds, and the 2700X falls last again at 216. But then again, I feel like there are going to be price drops for the 2700X and all the last gen Ryzens, so it can compete with Intel's even this gen, because the 2700X is still a very valuable CPU It has a lot of performance and it gets close to 900K with $200 off the price. So
yeah, I'm kind of excited to see how the AMD stock performs tomorrow. By the way, we're recording this on Sunday because 4th of July weekend. Sorry guys, we were supposed to get this out Friday, but we had 4th of July and then everything and blowing stuff up and kind of got busy with it. So we're recording this on Sunday. Anyways, I'm hoping AMD does. I mean, I'm hoping their stock price reflects how good they've been doing tomorrow, especially. So we'll just have to wait and see on that.
Yes, we'll have to wait. I'm assuming they're gonna do pretty good. That's just an educated guess for me, but it's looking pretty promising for AMD.
Well, last week was fairly good for them too. So
probably because some of the leaks came out.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, how long are we on time?
I didn't start.
I can check that real quick, I think. Okay, don't close that. I need Audacity to stay.
Anyways, just letting you guys know, the whole reading the comments at the beginning, we can change that too if you guys would rather have us do that at the end or something. I mean, we're not sure. Like we said, we're just starting this stuff, so we're kind of open to suggestions. Leave them in the comments. Like, who was it again? Mural Karma said gay, and so yeah, we'll take that into effect when we go to our next episode on our podcast. So thank you to him. We'll try and read all your guys' comments, and seriously, any critiquing at all, you guys just can put it down on YouTube. Also, feel free to let us know, even in the YouTube comments, what you particularly like to watch this on, or I guess listen to this on. If you prefer to listen on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or YouTube, because if the majority of you guys actually like just going to YouTube to listen to it, we can do some screen edits for you to make it just a little bit more interesting.
Screen edits will be a lot. Will start to become a thing.
I mean, we'll probably do that anyway, but just letting us know how many of you watch it on what. Perfectly fine. For those of you listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, if you go to what channel do you have it on? The Ball Player 42. That's Tanner's old YouTube channel. That's what we have it on right now. We might just move it.
Looking into making our
own for it. But if you want to go there to leave comments, because if you leave a comment there, we will definitely look at it and take what you have to say in interest. We're doing that. We're looking at some intro music, maybe just spice it up a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Maybe we'll think of some jingles in between our news. So we have our game news jingle, our tech news jingle, business news jingle. Anything to kind of keep you guys interested. Also, Peyton, we're only at 30 minutes. So I want to take a break real quick. We'll cool down, and then we'll come back talk about something random.
Okay. All right, we'll be right back, guys. And we're back. Also, smart with us because we came back and we totally realized we were done with news topics. And so we came back. We're we took a break for nothing. But anyways, so just in my life personally, I'm a huge Post Malone fan. So I know I'm probably gonna get hate for that, but that's all right. So. His new single just dropped, called Goodbyes. You should check it out. I love anything he does. So, it was pretty good. Also, I know a lot of you have been listening or waiting for. A lot of people have been waiting for Revenge of the Dreamers 3, which dropped, with J. Cole and whatnot. So, and those ones are pretty good actually. I liked. What was it called? Sunset, I believe. Let me look that up real quick.
I've heard of Post Malone's new single. But I haven't heard Revenge of the Dreamers?
Yeah. Revenge of the Dreamers 3. Yeah, Under the Sun, that's a good one. I like that one. So, anyways, yeah, so like I said again, you guys just leave it in the comments for any suggestions, or especially if we messed up on a story or something like that, or you guys didn't quite understand or we talked too fast, legit any suggestion at all, please drop it down in the comments. We appreciate every single comment. And we will read them. Like I said, Ballplayer 42 for the YouTube page so far. We'll update you guys when we get our own YouTube channel because that's gonna happen. We just gotta do it. We're just kind of lazy right now.
Just search Tech Boiz on iTunes or Spotify.
TECBOIZ.
Yeah, it's with a Z.
If you look it up with an S, it won't be there because we're popular. So, anyways, I think that's gonna do it for this one. Don't you think?
Yeah, I mean, there's not really much else to talk about. It's kind of not really much of a tech week, and other than today with AMD. Hopefully next week will be a little more exciting. More benchmarks will hopefully come out, and we'll be able to give you guys more info on that kind of stuff. I'm excited for the future of Tech Boys and where it takes us.
Yeah, I mean, even if we have like 2 people listen to this, I enjoy it, so it's a lot of fun. Also, something if you guys want us to do, because, we're bored and looking for anything to do, we kind of got inspiration from this one post that we saw. What was it, on Instagram or something like that?
Yes.
But it was like, podcast idea where, you guys are like, the hosts are in the shower or whatever, and it's like, you guys, so there's like a code word you say, or you pick a word, like we'd say the word hey or something like that. So it's like anytime any of us accidentally says the word hey, like in conversation, then like the cold shower gets turned on, something like that.
For the rest of the podcast.
For the rest of the podcast.
Yeah, until we're done talking about
it. So we could do that, or I was thinking also we could do like a code word thing again, but it's like we have to do a shot of a super hot sauce or something. Yeah. I think that'd be fun. I really like the hot sauce idea, so if you guys want us to do that, let us know. We might just say screw it and do it anyways. So,
something to spice up the show, make it a little longer,
Yeah. Got to reach that 10-minute YouTube mark for ads.
I'm not able to monetize YouTube. I don't get 1,000 watch hours. Yeah. YouTube's a rough time.
It's the adpocalypse.
Yeah, also, if you guys want, we'll probably start doing some ad reads in the future.
Yeah, we might do that.
So also, if we do that, I'll try to get a Patreon page up so that you guys can listen to the podcast without ads.
Yeah,
by paying like probably $1 a month or something like that.
Also, we could do like donation tiers. So if you guys donate a certain amount, maybe like we'll shout out your name or your Snap or your Insta if you want. You could be like, for a certain dollar amount, it'd be like, maybe like what, I don't know, $3 a month. We'll shout out your Instagram name or something. Or like you could leave a comment that we specifically have to mention in our podcast, something like that. I mean, we'll read most comments, but like if you want like a really specific one said, like, and as we get more audience or whatever.
Yeah, or we could do reader mail. Like if you donate a certain amount, you can send us a question and we can answer it, or like with anything. It can be anything that we can talk about, like tech, business, whatever you're into, whatever you want answers to or our opinion on. We're not really professionals. We just talk about the news.
And also, one last little, I guess, upcoming plug. So, if you guys don't know, I invest on Robinhood. It's a stock trading app, and it's no commissions, which is really nice, especially if you're starting out with a small amount of money. Maybe next episode or something, I'll shout out my referral link. And if you join and you use my referral link, you and me both get a free stock. And like I said, it's zero commission, takes zero money to start up. I mean, so it takes zero money to open an account. Once you open an account, you can do that, put money in there, and start investing away. And it's really easy. Robinhood keeps the commissions free. Robinhood even has options, or commission-free options trading. That's also a thing too. So, and you can do cryptocurrencies on there, Bitcoin, Ethereum, if you guys really are into that too. So, yeah, so I think maybe next episode I'll get my referral link out if you guys want. Do that. So,
yep. A lot of stuff planned. And
yes.
Yes.
Like I said, just leave comments. You guys have anything, stupid idea, stupid thing to do, leave a comment. You guys are pissed, leave a comment. You think we're gay, leave a comment. Like, it's just legit anything at all. These are fun to read. So, I think that's it.
Yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed this video of Tech Boys, your news podcast.
It's kind of like a news and then just a bunch of random crap.
I mean,
yeah.
What else are we going to do to fill time?
I don't really know. We'll try and keep it scheduled, so we'll try and do this Friday, not Sunday. We'll see. We'll try and keep it Friday. We might switch to Sundays. I don't know. I kind of like Sundays.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see. Obviously we'll keep you guys updated. We'll try to drop this next one Friday though. I believe. I think.
We'll record the next one Friday. Yeah.
We'll record the next one Friday, and then it'll probably come Saturday or something like that. But,
yes, I'll try to get this up Monday morning, hopefully. So.
All right. Well, see you guys next episode. Don't drink the bath water, and yeah, see you there.